Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to Grammar. Today we will discuss a little about paragraphs and how change the tenses of some sentences in order for you to complete page 108. Okay. So today we're going to talk about tenses. Okay. So we have multiple tenses. We have present tense, past tense, that is all about ed or the, future tense, that is all about will or going to. We have present continuous, that is all about ing, and we have multiple more, but these are the four that we are going to discuss today. Using this one, we are going to take this tense into these three sentences, and in your homework, you have to take this tense into these two, but you'll see in a second. Okay, so you can copy, and then let's see how you do that. Now, it's very simple because this is something that we have done before. If we have a sentence in present, and you say, Luis, Felipe, Clara, and I go to the fair. Not only for the game, but because we like the food. Now, this present tense paragraph is going to be taken into past tense, this one. How? Everything that we identify that tells us a time is something that we are going to change, so we have to identify it. So, let's find all the things that tell us time. Luis Felipe, Clara and I go. Now this is in present, so I underline it because this is the one to be the one that is going to change. To the fair. Not only for the games, but because we change it because it's in present. Now let's see if we can take this into past tense. Past tense. Let's see. So we have Luis, Felipe, Clara. Sorry if my handwriting is uglier than the usual. This position, I have the microphone behind me over here, so if I move too much, you don't hear me, but if I move too much, you don't see the voice. Luis Felipe, Clara, and I. What would be the past tense of go? Then that's something that you should know. We have multiple charts in your notebook of all the tenses that we have done, and if not, you can always research. So we have, and I went, it would be the past tense, to the fair, not only for the food, but because we change that into past, like the food. And now we have two of them. We have present, we have past, and I'm not going to write it in here because I would have to be kneeling and you won't see. So I'm going to erase this part, and then I'm going to write it over there. So, copy this if you haven't, because eventually I'm going to write it, erase it. I'm going to erase this, so if you haven't, pause it and copy. So we have two more tenses to do, present continuous and future. So let's do future. Future tense. Let's start. Luis, Felipe, Clara, and I. What would be the future of go? Well, you can write going to or will, so you can choose. For an example, will be shorter, so we write, and I will go to the fair, comma, not only for the games, but because we, now what would be the future tense of like? Will like the food. Now we have our future tense. So far you can see the only things that have changed is this and all of the sentences. See how it went from go to went and from like to like? It go from go to will go and from like to will like. Now I'm going to erase the present and I'm going to turn it into present continuous. Okay, so I say Luis, Felipe, Clara, and I. And then because I'm turning this from go, which was the base, into present continuous, I'm going to need ing. And when you write ing, you cannot say Luis Felipe, Clara, and I going. You're missing something. You're missing are, is plus ing. See? Amar is plus ing. So you have Luis Felipe, Clara, and I are going, because the root was go, see? To the fair, not only for the games, but because we, and then because we're going from like to present continuous, we are going to add amar is and ing, because we is, because we am, or because we are. We are, because we are liking the food. So as you can see, we were able to turn a paragraph that it was at the beginning in present into 4 different kinds of paragraphs in 3 different tenses of what we had at the beginning. So this will be your work, and this is something that will help you to later do page 108. You don't have to make it now because you have to make your homework. So I'm going to write a set of paragraphs in here. You're going to have to be erasing and copying. And so you have enough time to do everything. And every time that I copy, that I erase, if I erase too quickly, you can pause it or go back a little, because this is the advantage of a video. So the things that you have to do is to identify which are the things that change the sentence into a specific tense. So let's make for an example. Homework. Change the present tense of the following sentences into past tense, future tense, and present continuous. Okay? Okay. So let's start with the first. I will get a book so I can take paragraphs. Oh, let's see if Mother Goose can help me with this one. Maybe Mother Goose. And I have another book in here that is a Harry Potter. Okay. So let's see from Mother Goose. Okay, so let's start with a small one. Margaret sees a bed upon her head. Upon means up. So she sells it. Now, what are the words that make this sentence into present? Margaret sees a bed upon her head. Upon is over. Over. Okay? So she sells it. Why both of them end with S? Because it's talking about something in present in the third person. So when we say she, he, and it, always changes by adding an S to the third person in present. But now you're going to have to make it into the other three kinds, 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to need a lot of space, so leave a lot of space, okay? What would be the past tense? Margaret, what would be the past tense of see? So, Margaret saw a bed upon her head. So, she sells. What would be the past tense of sell? Sold. So, she sold it. What would be the future? Margaret will see a bed upon her head. So, she will sell it. If you write sells it, it's incorrect and you have no points. And then present continuous. Margaret, Amaris, what would be the Amaris for sees? Is Margaret is seeing, ing, a bed upon her head, so she is selling it. See? Super simple. Next one. Number 2. The baker makes a cake. The cake is fat as the man. Baker put it on the oven. Okay? So how would you turn this into the other three tenses? Let's identify the words that make it into present. We have the baker makes a cake. The cake is, because that would be the form of it. I'm going to do it for the first three examples and then you're going to do it by yourself. Try to identify all the words that tells you time. Things like Margaret, like cake, those things don't make it into present or past because they are constantly the same. There's no past tense for cake, but there is a past tense for make. So all the verbs to be, all the verbs, all the actions, cook, eat, steal, is, are, is, those are the things that you're going to identify, okay? And then, paras the man, baker, put is in present, put it on the oven, okay? So how are you going to turn this into past tense? The baker made, that's the past tense of make, a cake. Remember that the S only exists in the present tense. The cake, what is the past tense of is? Was paras the man. Baker, put, that's the past tense. Put is an irregular. There's no past tense for it, but the same word. Put it in the oven. Same thing. How are you going to write it in future? The baker will make a cake. The cake will, and what is the future tense of is? Tricky. Verb to be only has one future, that is be. You cannot write will is, will am, or will as. It's will be. So every time that you find, I'm going to write it in here, for the future, every time that you find am, are, and is, the future is be. Will be. Remember this, because if you write it as a mistake, I already told you, so you're supposed to be paying attention to the formulas that I'm giving you. So the cake will be fat as the man. Baker will put it on the oven. So as you can see, the sentences are the same. It just changes little things, okay? So I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to write the other sentence. I'm going to write a key in here so you don't get lost. Identify the verbs or actions and verbs to be, are, is, to change them into the tenses. So those are the things that you have to identify and make sure that you can change them into the tense that I'm asking. Okay, next word, number 3. The maid. Maid is the people that helps you at home with your chores. Wears an apron. An apron are those things that you wear to not get dirty. She tosses The cat worries about the dog and feeds the rat. Now this one has a lot of them that are going to change because we have, remember that only in the present we have S, so we have wears, tosses, worries, feeds, okay? So in there we have 4 that we have to change into the other tense. So we have, for example, for past, the maid, the past tense of wear, wore. The maid wore an apron. She tossed the cat, worried about the dog, and fed, with only one E, the rat. That would be the past. What would be the future? The maid will wear an apron. She will toss the cat. She will worry about the dog, and she will feed the rat. So as you can see, it's something that is very simple. Don't forget that the only one that uses S is the present tense, and if you put it on other sentences, that's incorrect, so no points. So that's it for today till number 3. I'm going to give you the other sentences in another video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon, guys.